Welcome back to another episode of The Combat Couch. Round of applause. Woo! So today we are talking about everything that is wrong with UFC 300.
And there's so much fucking wrong.
What the fuck, boys? Dana, what the fuck you doing? Alright, so first on the list, first and foremost...
Well, I think we should put out first, like, it is a really good card.
Yeah, it is a really good card.
But there is some shit that's wrong with it, for sure.
Yeah.
And before that, anyone complaining about UFC 300 being a shit card... You're a shit fan. Let me just put that out there because this is one of the best cards we've seen in a very, very long time.
It's stacked all the way to the early prelims.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. The first fight of the night, not talking about the main card, early prelims, has two previous champions.
Yeah.
So get that through your head, you casual.
Yeah. And the only reason people think this is because they went on Instagram and they somehow thought that Conor McGregor would be headlining UFC 300.
I guarantee you, if they took out 5 of the champion, like the champion or ex-champion fights, and they put Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler in, it'd be the best card ever, hey boys.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be one of those. But obviously, we want a stacked card, not just one stacked fight.
Yeah.
We get those every single month, guys. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Right. So to have a stacked card from top to finish.
Yeah.
Right. Is just it's immaculate card.
Yeah.
In saying that, let's start with the big elephant in the room.
Yes.
So Bojamin Nickel.
Bojamin Nickel.
Bojamin fucking Nickel.
What the fuck is he doing on the main card?
Yeah.
What is he doing there? Now,
Have we ever seen a fighter with 5-0 as a record on the main card ahead of champions? 5 fights.
Definitely not. And particularly on one of the, like, 100 cards, like 100, 200, 300. It's such a huge card.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
Like, it's definitely unprecedented.
I mean, like, people talk about Dana White privilege all the time. There's a couple of examples. One that springs to mind is Sugar Sean O'Malley. But even that guy fought on multiple cards with, unranked fighters or low-ranked fighters. But he still worked his way up. The guy was not 5-0, and he's one of the biggest superstars.
Yep.
And he's proven himself now, right?
Yeah.
He's not even on 300.
yeah.
How do we have Bo Nickel on 300?
Like, this wouldn't be such a big issue if it was any other UFC, but the fact that it's UFC 300 and it's supposed to be, the biggest card ever.
Yeah, and, like, the fight under him is Yuri versus Rakic, which is a number 1 contender fight. Like, it's actually insane.
With an ex-champion who literally just lost the belt.
Yeah.
Just lost the
That
belt.
could easily be a headliner or co-headliner easily on any other card.
And even before, the fight after that is Aljamain Sterling versus Calvin Cutter, another ex-champion. Right after that, Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison, another ex-champion. And we're not even in the early prelims yet. We've got 3 ex-champions behind him.
On the prelims.
On the prelims.
It's an absolute travesty.
I mean, really, Bo should be on the early prelims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him the first fight on the early prelims. Like, it's ridiculous that Yuri is behind him.
Yeah.
That is
especially
crazy.
considering his opponent is 4-4 in the UFC. Like, he's a can.
No,
Talk
I mean,
about
look,
cans,
no offense to that guy, but who the
Yeah.
fuck is Cody Brundage? Who is that? You know what I mean? Like, what's he doing on the main card? And this is just another case of Dana White building up another star. And I think he's just taking it one step too far.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand putting him up a little bit, but on the main card of 300, it's, yeah.
I mean, with this amount of privilege, I'm surprised Paddy Pimblett wasn't the fucking main event of the night. Like, this is ridiculous, guys. Like,
Okay, so this Bo Nickel better pull out a fucking performance and a half
yeah,
to justify his placement on the
I better
main
see a
card.
2-second knockout.
Legit.
Yeah.
He needs to prove himself.
Anything other than a 2-second knockout is going to be...
Yeah, and like, I need to see him eye poke the ref or something. I need some crazy shit to happen because
But also,
Maybe if the other guy's team jumps in and he knocks all of them out, then it'll be worth it.
a 5-piece deal in one.
hey, but you got to consider also the amount of privilege he has. There's also amount of risk because people are onto this and they know he shouldn't be there.
Yeah, if
And
he
now,
loses this fight,
if
it's
he
going to be
loses,
the fucking...
He's going to get so much hate.
Yeah.
Or even if he puts on a boring decision performance sort of
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah,
he's going to
100%.
get so much hate. So not only does he get the privilege, but he needs to pull through.
Yeah, and am I the only one lost here? Like, at least with like Sugar Sean, Paddy Pimblett, you could kind of see where the hype comes from. You know, Paddy's got England. You know, is a lad from Liverpool, Manchester. You know, you can see it's like that a similar McGregor vibe, right? Sugar Sean, like the guy's got fucking rainbow hair, 6'9" tattoos. Like, he's a very wild character,
Yeah.
right? I can kind of see it's like, hey, look, this guy's got some hype behind him.
Yeah.
If he makes it big.
Yeah.
Maybe I've missed something here, but like, where the fuck did the Bo Nickel hype come from?
When they first started marketing him, the whole message was this is like the best wrestler to ever join the UFC, and that was their whole brand for him.
He was
is-
a champion. I know he was a wrestling champion.
Yeah, and he really hasn't even shown that much wrestling in the UFC. He's gotten like a couple of takedowns.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't doubt he's a good wrestler, but it's
And
just
I'm pretty sure one of his takedowns, he got off a knee to the groin as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's weird, man. I honestly don't see it. Like, we've got so many amazing wrestlers, so many champions, even gold medalists in the UFC, but none of them have had the same hype as this guy.
Yeah, what the? That's a fair point.
Like,
Yeah.
Why does
even-
this guy have so much hype?
I have no idea. Once again, I think he's got some dirt on Dana White. Maybe he has the premium subscription to Dana White OnlyFans, and he's.
I think he might have some of Dana White's dirt on his nose, if you know what I mean.
But honestly, I don't understand it, man. Like, this guy has been made to be the Ariane Celeste of middleweight fighters, right? And we all know what Ariane's got going for her. I don't see Bo shaking it like that, mate.
You know what I think? I think he's trying to build up him to be this American hero. And you know, I think he's thinking long term and he wants to do like a big America versus Russia, because his biggest future competitor is Khamzat Chimaev. And he obviously represents Russia. So
Ooh.
he could market it that way down the line.
If they're trying to build up to a Hamzat versus Bo fight, that would be big.
Especially with the climate in America right now, they're gonna fucking go crazy about that shit. America versus Russia, you know, like
It is the middleweight, and I do see that. But do you see Bo getting through the top 10 of the middleweight?
Well-
I mean, one of the most stacked divisions. Let's not even get started on it, but think of all the killers right now sitting in
Yeah.
that division, man.
I
It's
mean,
a
Bo
long
has a
journey.
lot of potential, but like he hasn't shown anything against any ranked fighter at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have to wait.
we'll
and
find
see.
out. We'll find out. Yeah.
Cool. What else is wrong with the UFC fight today, guys?
To be honest, I don't think
300.
there's anything else wrong with it. Like, it's a pretty good card. Like,
I've got something that I think is wrong with it.
oh,
Davison Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt
as the very first fight on the early prelims. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love a Bobby Green and a Jim Miller fight. I love a Jolin Turner, and I love Moicano. Always good fights. But really, like, you've got Figueiredo and Cody Garbrandt as the first fight of the night, as if they're a bunch of nobodies. You're talking about two ex-champions.
Yeah.
Right? Cody Garbrandt took out Dominic Cruz, previously known as the greatest bantamweight of all time.
Yeah.
You got Davison Figueiredo, who's had, 4 or 5 wars with Moreno.
Yeah.
He's absolutely crushed and dominated the flyweight division until he moved up.
yeah.
And they're starting it off.
You know what I think? I think he's planned this card for people to tune in from the early prelims, and that's his hook.
That
you
makes
know,
sense.
to get them start to watch from the very beginning to the very end. I don't know what profitable
Nah, you know what I
decision
think?
that is. Yeah.
I think he just has a thing against the lighter weight fighters.
You reckon? That's definitely a big possibility as well.
Because like if you look at like the flyweights, he's never like boosted them up like that big. Especially when you look at like DJ, with how dominant DJ
Oh
was.
my God.
He was always disrespecting DJ.
Yeah.
Do you also think there might be an element in terms of the pay? Because when you're on the main card,
Yeah.
you're meant to get PPV points, or is that only for the champions?
That's only for the champions, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
it's only for the,
Only for
the
the
headliner
champions?
ones.
Yeah.
Like the main ones.
I mean, and there's only one championship or 2 championship fights on the main card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 3 BMF as well.
I don't think there's a PPV points though.
Well, I don't know actually.
Yeah.
I mean, from a financial perspective, maybe
I mean, they should
Figueiredo isn't a big draw. Maybe that's ultimately what
Potentially.
it comes down to.
I mean, honestly, if Justin and Max should be getting the pay-per-view points because they're a bigger draw than Whaley and
Yeah, that's
the
true.
other chick.
Honestly, if there was one fight that I would want to see, if the whole card got deleted right now except for one fight, I'd want to see the Gaethje versus
Yeah.
Holloway fight.
Yeah.
That's the one for me. I'm a casual, guys. What can I say?
Now, you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember when Gaethje versed Chandler and they started the main card? It's that sort of vibe. You know how they started it off with a banger and then everyone got
Yeah.
into the mood and it was just like a really great event all around. I
Yeah.
think that's what he might be planning.
Yeah.
I'm giving him benefit of the doubt this time, but yeah. questionable decision right there.
Very, very, very tricky one.
Yeah.
I mean, it is in Vegas, so one of the biggest stadiums or arenas.
Yeah.
One of the biggest areas and draws, as well as most gambling as well. So
Yeah.
I think there might be a couple of things at play here, but yeah, I mean, like, let us know, guys. Like, are we just fucking tripping balls here, or is there something really wrong with the card and the decision making? I mean, it's not like this has never happened before. We've seen Dana White privilege.
It's like it's not to do with any of the fights on the card. It's just the order of them is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any fights that you guys would have liked to see on the UFC 300 card?
Conor McGregor.
Well, he needs to get off the fucking cocaine first.
Yeah, that guy needs to get his shit straight.
Did you guys see that video of him tweaking out in the interview with in that movie interview?
With Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah. He was
Yeah. Like he's just come off a 3-day
Yeah.
fucking coke bender.
yeah. What
And
the
then-
fuck's going on with
And
him?
then, like, I keep seeing all these, like, old reminiscent videos of him talking about, you know, training his body. The first thing he does when he wakes up is drink water, stretch,
Yeah.
like, loosening up his body and everything. It's such a big difference from when he had the hunger versus,
Oh,
you know,
man.
having a full belly 24/7.
I feel sad when I watch like videos of him back in the day. He's so motivated.
Yeah, he's
So
so
motivated.
fucking locked in.
He's so locked in. Yeah. He was like inspirational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the money does change a lot. Like he's set for life.
I mean, it's like that saying, right? If every day you're waking up in silk sheets, it's hard to get out of bed.
Nah,
Right? Like, I don't blame the guy, man. If I was worth nearly $1 billion, right, had all the whiskey at the tip of my fingers, owned a pub,
Yeah.
right, and our entire country loves me and backs me, and that's my hometown. You bet your ass I'm gonna be on the Lambo yacht, fucking drifting around in the water.
Yeah, it's hard to motivate to get punched in the face in a cage.
That's true.
So honestly, all due respect to him as well, like for actually wanting to come back just for the thrill of it. That's a bit crazy
true.
as well. Yeah.
I feel like he might be at a point where he actually doesn't want it anymore, but he feels like he needs to prove himself to himself as well.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't want it anymore.
He's just like back paying all the shit talk. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
I need to give him a couple more fights, bro. Yeah.
No, I think what really messed him up mentally was that Khabib retired before he could get his rematch.
Yeah.
I think that really took a lot of motivation from him.
Yeah, because I think for him it was like I could crush anybody.
Yeah.
The one guy that I couldn't is gone, and regardless of what happened, regardless of what anyone thinks, Khabib would have smashed him anyway. It's like that's fine, but it's like he needed that second chance to prove it to himself. Really, it's like, was I getting smashed or was I having an off day? And he'll never know, right?
He'll never know.
Yeah, he'll never know. Or the proper 12 couldn't answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other fights that you guys would have liked to see on this card? I would have liked to see. I know it's a bit too soon. It probably wouldn't happen, but I would have loved to see Bobby Knuckles on this card. I feel like he's earned his stripes to be put on a 300 card.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
it-
nickel off the main card for Bobby Knuckles.
Yeah,
man. That sounds right.
Yeah, and then feed. I know Bobby's on a tear, and I know he's gonna fight comes up, but just feed him a can or two. You know, let him have a touch up.
Bobby
a warm-up.
doesn't fight cans, bro. He's
Yeah,
got
that
too
is
much
true.
fucking honor for that.
The only cans he has are Pepsi Max, baby.
No,
Wait,
I
what
saw-
do you mean by Pepsi Max?
He loves Pepsi Max. Every gaming stream that he has, he's always drinking a Pepsi Max.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, no, I saw a thing recently, like just his resume of like all the fighters he's fought in the last like 10 fights.
It's
And
insane.
Yeah, it's
Insane.
nothing but killers.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't fight anyone that's not like super high ranked in title contention.
Yeah. Oh, one fight I would have loved to see. And I know it's not going to happen at least anytime soon. I would have loved to have seen John Jones versus Tom Aspinall on 300.
Oh, my.
That
Yeah,
would
that
have
would've
been
been great.
the most beautiful way to cement number 300.
Dude.
Yeah.
Imagine John Jones cements his face in the Mount Rushmore. I know he's already basically there, but he cements his Mount Rushmore status, GOAT status,
300.
taking out the
At UFC 300.
at UFC 300,
He would
taking
have
out
to
the
be
heavyweight
headline.
champion.
He would have to be headline.
He'd have to be
Yeah,
headline.
yeah.
That would have been insane.
Well, he fucking wants to fight 42-year-old Stipe Miocic. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's kind of pissing me off, man.
Yeah.
Like, if
I
you
mean,
want-
Stipe's he's still got the most title defenses in heavyweight history.
but that's history. It's not current. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I feel like he's trying to be GOAT on paper, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, Stipe Miocic is the GOAT of heavyweight division, arguably, but not anymore.
So basically, you're saying he's trying to Jake Paul him.
In a sense,
Yeah, yeah.
He's trying to take the easy way to GOAT.
I get what you
status.
mean.
well,
like-
he came up to heavyweight to fight Francis, and Francis fucked off. So
Yeah, but he made millions and millions. There's a reason for
yeah,
that.
he did make millions.
No, did John Jones actually want to fight him, or
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. Look, Apparently, there's
That's one fight I would have loved to see on
That
UFC
would-
300.
That would have been the
John Jones.
best. That would have been ideal. 100% ideal number one overall. Jones versus Ngannou for the heavyweight
Oh my
championship.
that would have been even better than having McGregor
I'm
back.
bricked up thinking about it, bro.
Honestly,
Oh
that
my
would have been
God.
insane. That would have been insane. But yeah, I agree. Like even with Stipe Miocic, if it happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Like it's a wee bit too late. That's how I look at it, right? Not just the age, man. Like Stipe, when's the last time Stipe fought? Francis?
Yeah,
When he
literally like 3 years
when
ago.
he got sent to fucking 7 dimensions to the right.
Yeah.
Right? He got knocked the fuck out, and he hasn't fought since. Like it's literally you got old age, ring rust, and coming off.
Is that really his last fight?
Yeah.
He hasn't fought since then.
Oh, okay.
I'll double check.
Fact
that.
check.
Yeah, fact check that just to make sure.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure. Guys, can I
'Cause that
get,
felt
can I
like
get a
a-
drum roll, please? Yep. Francis Ngannou, and this was
How many years ago was that?
2021.
Damn.
3 years ago. This is what I mean. Like,
Yeah, that's why I was surprised because I thought that was quite a few years ago.
it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's we're coming up on the third year now, and you couple that, so it's like ring rust, age, and also the fact that he just came off of a knockout. Like, I don't know if that's the best fight to make, or if that really cements much at this rate, man.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that's right.
Yeah. And to be fair, like Stipe's had some great defenses, but you look at it, it's like, who was it?
I mean, he got knocked out by Cormier and then he came back and he knocked Cormier out.
Yeah, which is awesome. But Jones has already done the Cormier trip. If this was right off of that fight, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Even right off the back of the Stipe versus Ngannou fight, yeah. But 3 years on, man, 3 years is a long time,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
If we go 3 years back, there are so many fighters. Like, I think if you even go back 2 years, none of the same champions or the current champions exist right now.
Yeah.
That's how big 2-3
Yeah,
years
that's true.
means, right? So for him to fight someone that hasn't fought in 3 years is, I think, is a little bit how you going.
I just want to see how John Jones would handle the Francis Ngannou beast. Like,
Yeah.
because he's got such a high IQ. I just wonder how he would approach that fight. You know?
Yeah.
Please
Well,
make it happen.
it's like
you know how he's going to approach it. He's going to fucking try and wrestle him, wear him out, and make him fucking quit.
But do you think he would be able to take him down?
Yeah, 100%.
100%?
I think
He took Daniel Cormier down. He can take fucking Francis Ngannou.
But Francis
Yeah.
Ngannou
Well, he's
is so
fucking
much
muscly.
stronger. It helps though, no?
no. I
There's
think
a difference though.
yeah. I think also with his reach.
I think people also underestimate how strong John Jones is.
Yeah.
That's one thing that everyone's always surprised by.
that guy had a
that's
two.
true, that's
That guy
true.
had a 260 deadlift when he was in light heavyweight.
Kilograms or pounds?
Kilograms.
Kilograms.
Kilograms?
Yeah,
Kilograms.
yeah.
Holy fuck.
He might have been on a something, but
Still.
still.
Damn. Okay, he's taking Francis Ngannou down.
I think he takes him down, and I think also because of his long ass limbs,
Yeah.
he can actually submit him as well. He can
Yeah,
actually
for
wrap
sure.
himself around Ngannou. I think a lot of people had
And
trouble doing
Listen,
that.
yeah, he might be strong in the first round, but after like 3 rounds of Jones wearing him out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
He
that
would
strength
know.
goes.
Yeah. So you reckon he'll just wrestle fuck him?
Yeah, he's gonna make him like. I'm pretty sure Jones has said this on like a podcast.
Yeah.
he said like he's gonna try and tear him, like break him down, crush his heart. Like yeah, and because you see in the first Stipe fight, that's what Stipe did to him.
Yeah.
Just completely gassed him out, and then
Yeah.
Francis was fucked, and he was scared. He didn't.
I will say though,
Yeah.
that Jones has a very bad tendency to abuse his length. When he backs out, his defense isn't always the best.
No.
He just uses his length and reach.
Yeah.
Whereas we've seen every other fighter that's done that with Ngannou has been hit with the windmill.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's be real.
The Rosenstruck fight. That's the one that's coming straight to mind.
The guy was like
Yeah, you
waving,
can step
dodging.
back, but
You
you're
took
not
one step back and windmill.
You're forgetting John Jones' secret weapon,
What?
eye poke.
Yeah, true.
True.
Also, might just stomp his knee out as well.
Yeah, true. He's got bad knees. He just had surgery as well.
Yeah.
No, the
Obviously-
classic oblique kick.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Imagine that to Francis Ngannou's bad
his
knee
bad
and
knee.
everything.
True.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, guys. Really, really good coverage. We've spoken about everything that is wrong with UFC 300. We've added what we wanted to see on UFC 300. Nonetheless, I think we've got a fucking awesome card
Yes,
coming up.
very excited.
So thank you, Uncle Dana. Thank you, Hunter
Thank
Campbell.
you.
Appreciate that. Much blessings to you both. But get your order right next time, please, guys, because what the fuck? Right?
Hey, maybe he did it so people get more outraged and talk about it even more.
Well, I am fucking outraged.
It's work, Dana. Anyways,
I do hope Bo Nickel makes it, because if you gave up one of the best spots on one of the best cards,
Yeah.
that guy better.
I'm rooting for him to win.
Huh?
Because I'm rooting for him to win. Because if he loses, that's a huge fucking shot in his career.
Yeah. He might as well get married to Ian Gary at this point. But nonetheless, guys, looking forward to the card. Appreciate you guys tuning in.
Thank
Have a
you.
left, right, good night. Boom, boom.